There's something unmistakably luminous about Amy Adams. A glow that doesn't come from styling or staging, but from a steadiness at her core. Her photographs often feel touched by a gentle warmth, as if the light itself softens in her presence. It's not only the flame-colored hair or her familiar open smile, it's the sincerity that moves with her, a kind of emotional clarity that turns even an unguarded glance into something memorable. In every image, she appears centered, curious, and quietly resilient, creating portraits that feel less like performances and more like conversations between her and the lens. The early flicker of a dream. When you look at her earliest photos, you can almost track the curve of her ambitions as they take shape. There's a youthful determination in the way she holds her posture, a softness in her expression that reveals both vulnerability and resolve. Those beginning moments, snapshots taken when her dreams were still gathering form, don't show someone chasing the spotlight. Instead, they show a young woman trying to give voice to an inner world she sensed was worth sharing. The innocence in those early frames is moving, not because of nostalgia, but because it reflects the tender bravery required to take a first step without knowing where the road will lead. Growing through the lens. As her career deepened, so did the stories her photographs told. On the set of Enchanted, there's a captured moment of pure joy, sun catching the edge of her gown while she laughs at something unseen. That gleam of exuberance sits in contrast to later images from Arrival, where her features settle into calm introspection, carrying the weight of a woman navigating uncertainty and loss. Between these roles, public and private photographs reveal her off-screen life. A quiet morning with coffee in hand, a barefoot afternoon in her garden, a stroll with her daughter where laughter eclipses everything else. These glimpses feel honest because they are unvarnished. They transform everyday moments into reminders that life's beauty often hides in the unspectacular, in the pauses, the in-betweens, the unplanned. Honesty as her signature. What makes Amy's photographic presence resonant is her lack of affectation. She doesn't meet the camera with polished performance. She meets it with truth. Her images never insist on glamour. Instead, they lean toward authenticity, humility stitched into every frame. There's an invitation in the way she looks back at the lens, as if she is offering a moment rather than manufacturing one. In a world that often rewards spectacle, her quietness feels radical, a reminder that vulnerability has its own kind of radiance. The stillness that speaks. One portrait in particular lingers in memory. Amy seated on a windowsill, half in shadow, her gaze drifting towards something unseen. It's a simple photograph, but it holds a soft gravity, the look of a woman who lives from her depths, not her headlines. Moving through her images is like watching a life unfold, not through fame, but through feeling. Amy Adams doesn't merely appear in photographs. She leaves traces of thought, sincerity, and grace in every one of them. Her light isn't loud, but it's enduring, the kind that settles quietly and stays.